Welcome to this episode. In this episode, I would like us to work on saving our answers, edited answers, to the database. Remember, in our previous tutorial, this is what we had. We had reached at this place and we could be able to change the correct answer. And also, we can be able to type in something inside here and be able to submit. And so our button, I think, was save. I have changed it to update, and I would like us to do something when this button is clicked. So at click, I want us to have a method, and we can say update answers like that. And then we are going to have a method here which we are going to call update answers. And so since it is what we are doing today, I would just like to say save updated answers to database. And here I want us to have a function, and we are calling it update answers. And then we are just going to do a put request. So we are going to have router dot put, and in this case we are visiting the URL called answers. We have not been able to create it as at now. And then the data that we are going to pass here is the answers whatever it is that we have here, because the answers that we are editing are actually stored here in answers. This is a place where our answers are stored in a ref. And so I'm just going to say answers dot value. And on top of that, maybe we can be able to put up some options. I can say on success. Yes, on success. And this one we are using Inertia. We can be able to just check if this request went through successfully. So on success, I would like to just pass in something, and what I actually want us to do is to just be able to close the model. So in this case we can say this where do we have show view question, show new question, created question, selected question. There is a ref that we are actually using to show this model. Let me just scroll downwards and see what it is. So we show view question model, this one. So this is what I'm going to set to false. So this view question model dot value, we will set it to false like that. I'm going to save, and then maybe this one we can change on success, and then we have arrow function, I think. Yes, like that. So I want us to submit and see what is going to happen, but also I need to go to our web.php and create the routes. So I'm going to go to web.php, this one here, we are going to create a route. Remember, we have a controller that we call it answer controller, this one. So I want us to hit the method that we are going to call put, and then we call it answers, and then the controller and the controller method. So answer controller class, and then the method is update, and then we will close it like this. And then I also want us to have to import, so app http controllers, and then answer controller. I think I need to do some modification, because according to how I had set this up, once an answer has been submitted, probably let me not close the model on my own. Let me remove this code. There is no need, because the user will have the button for closing the model. They can be able to close at their convenience, but I think it can be proper if we just display the flash message or something that the answers have been updated. I think that one is good enough. And then, so I have gone back to questions.view, and I have removed something, the one that you're having on success. That is what I have removed. So let us continue. And so we have our method here that you'll be able to hit the update in our controller. And so let us go ahead and see what we can be able to do to update this information. I can see there is a small problem here. I have mistyped, so it's supposed to be answers, like that. So let us go to the answer controller, and inside the update method, this is where I want us to put in some code. And of course, the first thing I would like to do is just to check if there is anything reaching here. So return request all, to just check if there is any information that is reaching the update method. So when I come here, I can pick any of the questions, click view, and then click update. And you can see we are actually having some information that is reaching there, and we are having the ID, the answer, and then the question ID. So question ID, and then we are having the correct answer, and then every other information that we have there. But let me just check this one. Yes, so update, and yes, now the questions are displaying properly. So answer Edwin U, and then that. Yes, this is what I was looking for. So now, because this is what I would like us to update in our database, so I'm going to access the values, and then we are going to update. Now the thing that we have is that we are having several answers that we want to submit at once. In fact, not the way the update method is intended, because here we are supposed to update just one answer. But in this case, because we are editing them wholesale, we will have to loop through them. So here I'm going to just say we have a variable called answers, like that, and we can set it to request all, and then we are going to loop through the answers. So we can use a for each loop. for each answers as maybe A, like that, for each answers as A. And then we can go ahead and see what we are going to do. So I just want to return A, and we see like that. See if it is able to return for us only one value. Yes, and that is what happens. It's returning for us only the first row in this case. And so we can be able to get the ID. So let me just get the ID of this record. In this case, our ID, we can be able to access it like this, that way. And so if I return ID, return ID, and I click here, as you can see, we are getting that the answer ID is 13. So we can be able to find an answer whose ID is 13 and then update it. So we can say let us store this in a variable called updated answer, update answer, and we are going to say this one is equals to answer, the model, find or fail the ID that we have here. So in this case, we are checking for this answer from the database, and if we find it exists, then we can be able to go ahead and update it. And I want us to just work on several things. So we want to get the answer. In the database, we have a column called answer, and this one I'm going to set to an A answer, like that. And then I also want the correct answer, because those ones are the only important things that we can be able to update, because the question ID, those ones we are not changing. So correct answer underscore answer, like that. We are going to set it as A correct underscore answer, like that. And I think we can now go on and save, update answer, save, like that. And this, you'll be able to save our answer in the database. And I would want us to do a redirect. So in this case, we are going to say redirect to with flash messaging, even though we can also be able to just redirect, like to just have it like that. But let us just say return redirect. And in this case, we can say questions, and we can pass in the session message success, and then the message. So we can say answers updated successfully, like that. You can save that. And so I would like us to attempt, and for us to be able to do this, we need to have questions as a named route. So let me check if that is the case, the index method. Maybe let me just say name questions, like that. So you have it as a named route, then the redirect will be carried out perfectly. So now I want to click view and change the person who created that to be that, and also maybe add 2 question marks here and click on update. You can see it's loading and we are back here. Now you see what we are having is exactly like that. So even if I close this form and I refresh, when we view again, you can see we are actually getting that information directly from the database. The next thing I want us to do is to probably pass in a flash messaging that you just tell us the answers have been added successfully. And what we are going to do, we are going to open to go to our model. In this case, we will go back to questions.view. Then I want us to scroll downwards up until where we have show question model, and I want to just pass in our flash messaging. And to do that, we will just copy what we had in our previous model. There is a model that we had here, which we were having the session. Let me check if that is the case. So in this previous model, teleport to body, we have template success, this one here. So I can just pick this because we already worked on it, and I will just copy, and then I will come and paste it anywhere, because in this previous one it's pasted after the header. So we just scroll up until where we have that template header. I would just like to place it here, just like that, and that will be able to pull in the flash message. So if I again say view and update, now you can see answers updated successfully. And I think that is good enough for this tutorial video. I want us to stop here.